My dudes and dudettes, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I wanted to share with you one of the most awesome cars I've ever had the pleasure of owning. And I'm not saying that because this is mine. I'm saying this is the most expensive Beetle ever made. It's called the Beetle RSI, and it's completely different than your standard Beetle. They only made 251 of them back in the day, and the sticker price was a staggering $80,000 when they were brand new. Let me walk you through the car so that you understand what makes it so special. Let's go. I'm guessing the first thing you're gonna notice compared to a regular Beetle, and this is a 2001 model. So compared to those cars, the first thing you notice probably is all of the body kit that it has. So it's got a completely different front. It's got a completely different side. I mean, it looks much more muscular than the regular car. It's got these rally style wheels too by Volkswagen Racing. And the whole thing is put together by Volkswagen Racing, by the way. It's got a ridiculous double exhaust setup by Remus. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it in English. In Spanish is Remus, so I'm gonna go with that. Massive wing and another wing on top. This on the outside is the tail of a Beetle RSI, which is this monster. And most companies would just be done with doing like a little bit on the outside, but Volkswagen went bananas with this car. Let me show you exactly why. Look at these doors. They're completely made out of carbon fiber. They're extremely light. I mean, I wish you could see how light it is for the door being so big. And also, they're like a Ferrari Enzo. You get to roll down your own $80,000 Beetle window yourself. There's even more things inside. There's bucket seats in this car compared to the regular one that doesn't have bucket seats. Not only they're bucket seats, but they're made out of carbon fiber, and it's so cool looking. All 251 of these cars have these same seats, the orange bucket seats made out of carbon fiber, and also all of them except one are silver on the outside. The only one that's not silver on the outside is the blue car that Ferdinand Piche, you might know who that is. He's the former VW boss and the guy who also got the Voiture Noire, has one in blue because at that time, the rumor is that the only cars that he bought were blue. So there you have it. Inside, there's even more things aside from obviously what we talked about. It's a manual car, a 6-speed manual car, and you can see that everything is racing inspired. There's more carbon fiber on the dash right here, and as we sit down inside of the car, you're gonna notice that we have a rev limiter right here that lets you know when you're about to hit that red mark so you can switch gears. It's ridiculous for a Beetle, for a VW Beetle, guys. Then let me take you down here to the gear shift. And this is especially awesome because back in the day, in 2001, when this car came out, VW was starting to put all-wheel drive in their cars. And they started that with something called 4Motion. So this has one of the first variations of that 4Motion, coupled with a manual. 1, 2. And by the way, this manual gearbox is amazing. It's very mechanical. It's very short. It does make you feel like you're driving something very, very special. Above it, it's nothing out of the ordinary. You're just gonna get your heated seats, your traction control, your hazards, and your defrost. Above it, you're gonna get exactly the same thing that you would get on the other Beetles, which is your AC setup. And then right here, you're gonna get some extra gauges for the oil pressure, battery, and all that good stuff. And right here to the right, you're gonna get another additional thing by VW Motorsports, which is this handlebar, and very special and pretty much like every other expensive car. Like if you go buy a Ferrari and whatnot, you're gonna get a leather book. And this one, this is obviously the book of the car, it looks phenomenal, all covered in the same leather as the seats. If you look above yourself, you're gonna find the radio that it's labeled RSI. And because of its placement, apparently it's a pain in the ass to get it changed to anything else, which I have no problem with. I like to keep everything original when you buy such a rare car. And also all of the headliner is Alcantara, and it's coupled with this. As you guys can tell, these don't have any mirrors in them, and they're just here to block the sun and also to look cool and complete the entire look of the car. So, also you're gonna find a little plaque in here that says RSI edition 243 out of 250. So they really make 251 cars. The one car that no one talks about is the blue one, which is the different one. And the other thing that this car has, which is awesome, is you don't get to start the car just by doing this and putting the clutch in and turning it around. You have a button. So in Lamborghini ways, press your button and your car comes to life. And in VW tradition, the check engine light is on. I'm sorry guys, I just turned on the car after a long time. But let me turn off the car and show you guys something even more special if we go down here and open the hood. Because if you thought the carbon fiber, the fenders, the wheels was everything that they did to this car, you would be completely wrong. They also went bananas with the engine. And I don't mean bananas in a way that they added 1,000 horsepower, but they put that R32 VR6 engine that they have in the other cars, a 3.2 liter V6 that produces about 220 horsepower into this thing. So you can imagine, for back in the day, because I had a Jetta was my first car, and it was at the same time that these came out, or well, probably a year before I had my first car, because these came out when I was 16. And my God, what an incredible thing it was to see it rolling down the street, and knowing that it had that VR6 engine was one of the biggest deals in the world to everyone. So the VR6 coupled with the manual transmission, coupled with the Beetle, with everything that they added outside and inside, makes it such a special car. It was $80,000 brand new, and right now they're going for about that or a little bit more depending on where you want to buy one. They were all made in Mexico, in Puebla, which is about an hour out of Mexico City, if you will. It's so special to me because the first time I saw one of these rolling, I thought that guy that was driving it had all the respect in the world because he wasn't looking for attention. He had a car that he truly thought was perfect for him and nobody else. And I said at some point in my life, when I have the money, I'm gonna do the same thing that guy did. So there you have it, guys. And how does it drive? Let me take it out for a spin so that I can show you guys. Exactly does an $80,000 Beetle with 220 horsepower drive at all-wheel drive? It's honestly not the fastest car in the world. It's a lot of fun, and I love the way the aero feels when you're going fast. At any other point, it literally drives like any other car. The suspension's not the greatest, but it's also not the worst. It's a very fun car. And the space that you have inside, the visibility is absolutely ridiculous compared to any other car. I mean, I can fit the tallest man in the world can sit here, no problem. The manual gearbox is honestly one of the best features in this car. It's so mechanical, it's so short, I want to say it's the most perfect one out there. And the clutch feel is great. It doesn't give you that bubblegum feel like any other cheap car clutch gives you. It's actually a pretty good clutch and the feedback is great. The 0 to 60 time, we're talking about somewhere along the 6 seconds. So it's not the fastest. The brakes are pretty good, but also they're outdated. So if you're gonna step on them hard, you're gonna have to change them really fast, and there's fade, so not the greatest out there. All in, this is a car for me that represents a dream, represents goals, and goals that I've achieved and goals that I set myself up when I was a kid. So this is my car that reminds me of that every single day, and I absolutely adore it. Doesn't matter, it's not the fastest, doesn't matter, it's not the prettiest, doesn't matter anything at all. It's a very special car, one of the rarest VWs in the world, if not the rarest, because every other special limited edition car that they've made, that they've numbered, this is the one with the fewest cars ever made with the biggest change out of all of the other ones, because the other ones were just changing color, changing this, and changing a little bit of design, nothing crazy. So altogether, that makes this car one of my favorite cars of all time. Again, not everything has to be perfect. It just has to be right for you. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that, but not before saying that these sunglasses are made by my boy Luigi from Salomondrin.com. Carbon fiber, great design, polarized, and they're less than $80. So if you want to get yours, support Luigi, support the community. Make sure you check out the link down below. Luigi, congratulations on your new business, my friend. I know you also have some red ones. The brand's called Most Valuable Member. These are the 720S Elite Edition glasses. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. And Luigi, congratulations, brother. Take it easy.